Ingenuity, Moxie and Perseverance. Inside the technology NASA's sending to Mars, Whitecourt star. NBA player Harrison Barnes has a message for Americans after overcoming coronavirus, CNN. Nintendo brings back Animal Crossing camera trick, but properly this time, Nintendo Life. Hideo Kojima features in a new PlayStation documentary, arriving in September, NME. Canadian miner answers electric carmaker Elon Musk's call for zero-carbon nickel, cbc.ca. Galaxy Z Flip 5G now up for pre-order if you'd rather not wait for the Note 20. The Verge. Locals share jaw-dropping snaps of rare comet blazing in Vancouver skies. Photos. Vancouver is awesome. Metal Gear Solid 5 players on PS3 have disarmed all nukes and unlocked a special cutscene. GameSpot. Marvel's Avengers beta to offer over 20 missions. Hawkeye DLC post-launch. Gadgets 360. Watch the official trailer for Killjoy, the latest Valorant Agent NM